Welcome to the Survival Prepper Show, where being labeled a crazy prepper is a badge of honor. Learn about disaster preparedness, survival, and get ready for whatever challenges might come your way. This is not your typical prepping podcast, and they won't be silenced by the censors. Here are your hosts, Duff and Dale.
You must have hit the button the same time I hit the button.
What button?
Oh, well, you didn't. I just screwed it up.
Blame it on me, man.
Yeah. Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the show. Tonight we're going to start this out on YouTube. We weren't going to do that, but because we've got a couple preparedness topics and something we want to talk about with Grumpy Acres and some long-term food storage stuff, we decided to do that here. But we are going to be ending this show here in about 20 minutes or so, and then we're going to Rumble because we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on in France. We're going to talk about Bidenomics. I don't know if anybody knows what the bonus hole is that I put on the title, but we're going to talk about that too. Yeah, so just so you know, on YouTube, we're going to head over there. Joe's in the chat here too. What's up, Joe, on YouTube? I was messaged back and forth with him a little bit earlier this week, and he found an article about because you talk about the Patriot Act all the time, get all heated with it. So he found something that is pretty interesting, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that as well. So we are going to talk about that in the Rumble section, Joe. So, but at any rate, what's going on with you? How you doing this week?
Good, man. Just plugging away, doing the internet stuff and trying to enjoy life, man.
Yeah. I've had my head buried in the Bug Out location, the new membership website for like 2 weeks straight now. I finally got the free course done. Yeah. And it's fantastic. It's really cool, but it's just a whole lot of work and once I get involved in that, nothing else around me exists. I just focus in on the Bug Out location, but it's going to be pretty cool. It's once I start working on that prepping 101 course, which is about 5 times bigger than the one I just finished.
Right.
So, but I've got all the resources uploaded. I've got not all of them. I've got like 50 resources, which are like PDFs and survival guides and stuff. And I've still got probably over 100 more to add and just a whole lot of stuff, but it's going to be fantastic. So, and if anybody is interested in that, go to thebugoutlocation.com. It's the old version right now, or the current version. The new version will be out in about a month or so. So I suppose what we'll do, we'll start off with talking about, you were just on Grumpy Acres show last week on Thursday, which is a really good show. You guys talked about quite a few different things, the mental stuff, and then some things that are going on now. And then we were on with him and Tag a while back, and they're doing the homesteading stuff. So the show you were on got me thinking about the prepper conventions and the meetups and things like that. So I want to talk about that. But before I get into that, he sent you some of the food that they make, right? The freeze-dried food.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's really good. I tried some today.
Did you try the freeze-dried Skittles?
No, I've still, because I talked to you and you were talking about how you plowed through all the Skittles.
Dude, those,
so I've been doing my best.
Freeze-dried Skittles. Like the fact that Skittles doesn't make freeze-dried Skittles, because the freeze-dried Skittles are so much better than regular Skittles. I'm not a big candy eater, but those freeze-dried Skittles were pretty good.
Yeah, I've been fighting myself all week, me and Lisa both, not to open this thing, because I know if I'd opened it, it'd been the same situation you were in. I'd have eaten them all.
What are you gonna wait? What are you gonna do with it?
I just saved it for the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
But I did open the strawberries today. And these are fantastic. The strawberries, when you rehydrate them, they're good, but the freeze-dried strawberries are better. They're fantastic. So this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, if you're putting it on oatmeal or something or cereal, sure, rehydrate them. But if not, I mean, just mow them straight out of the bag. That's what I did. They're fantastic.
Yeah, they're good that way. It's like kind of like potato chips, only different.
Yeah. Or like if even if you put them freeze dried on your cereal, it's kind of like the little marshmallows that come in the cereal where they're crunchy in the beginning and then get kind of
the freeze dried marshmallows that are in the
same thing. Yeah,
it's crazy how that freeze drying on marshmallows and freeze drying on strawberries kind of works. What are you doing over there?
I'm opening this bag because I want to taste these Skittles and see. Except I can't get a grip on the damn. Oh man!
Just open the top, dude. Grab it and pull.
I'm gonna grab my knife. Should have opened this earlier instead of having a fight.
You don't need a knife do you need a knife to open it?
All right, but I just want to taste it because everybody.
Well, look, hey, look at this fancy thing here, right? You get it, and you just open it up. No knife needed. It just opens.
No, but you got it. The top is sealed.
No. Okay.
So they expand. They expand,
Pretty good,
right?
isn't it? Yeah. It pops it open when it freeze dries. It takes all the water out of it, and so that's what's left.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Those are good. But I went on this dehydrated or freeze dried food kind of. I cooked a bunch of different things today. Their pot roast. I cooked this today, and it's basically you take 2 cups of boiling water, and then you just. What I did is I split it into 2. I had one where I just put the water in the pouch, kind of like you do with Mountain House food, and then the other one I put in a pot and boiled it and stirred it around a little bit. The one in the pouch actually looks a lot better because you're not stirring it around. So it looks fantastic, and it really is fantastic. I mean, it's good food. It tastes just like you would expect a pot roast to taste, and it's got the meat and the vegetables and everything in there.
With buying
the one
Grumpy,
problem with putting it in the bag, though,
what
is that it's the same thing applies to a Mountain House or anything that you put in the bag. Sometimes you get those areas where the moisture doesn't quite get back into it, so you get a little bit of a crusty piece. But
you got to stir it.
Yeah, but that's hard to do when it's in the bag.
No, man, you get it. You don't. What kind of spoon are you using? Like some little stubby spoon? You get one of the get a long spoon and stick it down there and stir up. The great thing about the bags is you don't need a bowl or anything to eat it out of, right? You put your hot water in it and you can eat it right out of the bag.
Yeah.
Get yourself a longer spoon and stir it up a little bit, or shake it, squish it around.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. I folded up the top and then shook it around, but I was doing 14 things all at once, so. But it works either way, which is kind of cool. So they'd be cool meals for camping, for a bug out situation. Not going to be your long-term food storage stuff, because buying that much in these little pouches is just outrageous. They've got their website here, which is they're about $15, and I wanted to show this because they've also we talked about the strawberries, we talked about the Skittles. She's actually makes ice cream bars. I mean, a few different, just kind of really cool items. But the one that I ate today, and the couple that I'm going to try later on, they're $15. And when you think about the cost of, like, say, Mountain House or something, Mountain House is like $11 for 4 ounces. So it's pretty comparable to what Mountain House is, basically, is what I'm saying. And you're helping preppers out.
And here's the thing with it, right? Grumpy's a prepper.
Yeah.
Like the stuff is good. It tastes good. It's not loaded up with as much sodium. Like the Mountain House and stuff is all loaded with sodium and all that kind of stuff. And they're preppers making food for preppers.
Yeah.
Right. You don't get that with these other places. The other places are commercial brands that market the preppers like, we'll go take your money. Mountain House is like one of the most disappointing that I've ever found because, 2,000 servings in a bucket. Then you get into the bucket and it's like, 2,000 like 100 calorie servings. Right. It's not, they have, I feel that they have misleading marketing on their stuff. So the other cool thing with Grumpy, email him through his website if you want to special order something, or if you want to get, a bulk of things, and talk to him. He'll work with you on things.
Yeah. And like I said last week on my show, it's you're supporting other preppers. You're getting, I mean, if you've never tried freeze-dried food, I really hadn't before, other than the big brand Legacy and things like that. But Brandon has talked about, a few people have talked about how they have the harvest right. And it's fantastic. That meal, you could tell it almost needed a little bit of salt. Whereas, because I tried some Legacy, and let me put this picture up. This is the chili from Legacy, which is pretty good, but you can tell that it's got the salt and stuff, right? It's just got that long-term food storage taste. And then this is the Mountain House, which I'm a fan of Mountain House, even though you think they're misleading or whatever. I love the chili mac. And honestly, I don't know about their other stuff, but the chili mac, that is just good stuff. But you can almost taste it's just got that long-term food storage taste. I don't know if that's the salt, the preservatives, what it is, and Legacy really isn't that bad compared to a lot of other ones. But Grumpy's, and I call it Grumpy pot roast. Theirs, I mean, it's just like if you were to say you had
doesn't
your
make
kids
you
or your
grumpy.
family and they didn't know that this came out of a pouch. You put it in a dish or something before they even knew that it came out of a pouch. They'd have no idea because it tastes just like a regular meal. So just really good stuff.
Oh, I was actually thinking too. Wise is one that tells you it's 300 servings or something like that. It gives you a ton of servings, and then it's like you're getting a lot, but then they're really small calorie servings.
Yeah.
So like it's half or whatever it is. Like, you're only going to get, you're not going to get the nutrition out of it you think you are. When I first bought freeze dried food, I bought some Wise, and then later on you start looking at the calories, and it's like, wait a minute, this isn't what they're advertising.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I talked about that last week on my show too with four Patriots or something like that, doing their little $20 or $30 72-hour kit they call it, whereas Legacy Foods is like 115, but Legacy Foods is 12,000 calories, over 12,000 calories, where the four Patriots is like 4,800, I believe, something like that. So 3 times as much for a 72-hour kit.
That's what is that, like 1,600 or something, 1,500 calories 1,600 calories a day.
Yeah. But that's how
it should be four Patriots diet.
Yeah. The SHTF diet plan. Yeah, just go to four Patriots, get all your food from them. Yeah. Brandon said in the chat, he said, we actually had a bunch of freeze-dried meals this week. Went camping all week. Freeze-dried meals were from 2019. Perfect. Yeah. That is one thing I want to get. That is on the very top of my wish list is a harvest right. Start doing some of this stuff myself. So, hey, All-American Prepper in the chat on YouTube. What's going on, All-American Prepper?
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, we'll have to get you on with me and Brian sometime, All-American Prepper. That'll be an interesting show. One last thing before we end the YouTube thing and go head over to Strictly Rumble. I just wanted to get your thoughts on prepper conventions and the meetups because you're going to be at prepper camp. You guys were talking about on Grumpy Acres that what he's doing, and I think it's the Midwest Preparedness Project. Let me see if I can share this tab. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on it because there are some things that Lisa and I've gone to a couple, and most of the time, and nothing like an outdoor setting like this, the meetup type thing. Most of the time, the conventions themselves are sort of disappointing to me. And you go there and it's just a whole bunch of booths, people trying to sell stuff. There's maybe a couple classes, but people don't talk, interact, or anything like that. But something like this, or even, let me share this one, Prepper Camp here. These, I think, would be a little bit different. And I've never gone to
Prepper Camp
anything like this. Well, let me turn off Jane there. What are your thoughts on, say, just the regular conventions? And then you've been to Prepper Camp before as a guest. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you need to do your research, right? A lot of the prepper, like they say, oh, we have a prepper expo this weekend. And it's just what you said. It's like it's a swap meet, not even really a swap meet. It's a bunch of people there with vendor booths and they're selling stuff as opposed to, it's like a gun show minus the guns, right?
Yeah.
They're not there getting a lot of courses. I'd say go on to when you look to go to a place, see how many classes they're offering.
Yeah.
Right. Because I hear story after story of people that go to these and they end up going, they're like, there's hardly anybody there. There was like nothing going on. So do your due diligence. I think if you're going to look at some of the stuff these days, look at more of like prepper is always money, right? You got a couple thousand people go there. There's 80 some courses. I don't even know how many vendors Rick puts into that place, dozens of vendors. That's always money. And look at the homesteading shows, like the places where it's more the self-reliant shows and stuff like that. But do your due diligence on it, man. See what they've had. Look at the photos. If they have a photo gallery up, see, is there like one or two people walking around or is it crowded? Look, do a little bit of diligence on it before you go pay money to go anywhere and check those places out.
Yeah, the one thing, and I've known this about Prepper Camp, but they've got some big names there, some people that really know their stuff. The Midwest Preparedness Project, you listen to Tag and Grumpy and some of the people that they have, in that community, some of those people that are online, they know their stuff. So it's, and you look at both of those websites and you see the sort of interaction there is. You see, how it could be fun. You go out. I've even had comments from a couple listeners, a couple fans talking about, you got to make it out there. You got to do this. So yeah, I do want to try something like that. It's just and maybe it is for somebody. You mentioned the gun shows. I think it's sort of like, because I like to go to gun shows as opposed to going to a prepper, a convention or something, because at least with a gun show, you're looking at with all the prepper stuff. It's basically, yeah, there's some new trinkets and gadgets, but that's what it is. And they're trinkets and gadgets.
Well,
whereas at a gun show, it's all, I guess, useful, right? I mean, it just,
you can go on Amazon and get most of the stuff that you see laid out on tables at that are just prepper shows, right?
at the convention.
Yeah. So to me, I want to go to a place where I can meet with people, I can have conversations, I can listen to somebody talk, and what's their perspective on things. And so, like I said, just do your due diligence on it.
Yeah. I am going to have to, I don't do much as far as getting off my ass and going places, but I do need to get to a show like this. Brandon had even mentioned that there was one out here. Didn't go to that, but at any rate, yeah, I just think to each their own. I'm sure there's people out there that love them too, that want to go and have a good time doing it. It's to each their own. I just, that's one thing that I just, if I'm going to buy something, I'm going to go buy something. But the other shows, at least if there's some training and stuff like that, it'd be cool. So at any rate, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube show. Appreciate you all joining. Make sure the link is below in the description below the video on YouTube. So make sure and jump over to Rumble, and we're going to have fun over there talking about Bidenomics, and can't even say that with a straight face. Bidenomics and some of the stuff going on in France. I think there's a lot of around the edges stuff, how it sort of affects us here in the United States, or how it could, the similarities and all that. But with that, take care everyone on YouTube, and hopefully we'll see you over on Rumble.